everybody, this is Hammer Striker here. Today I've got an HK416D rifle. It's an AR pattern rifle, but it's chambered in 22 LR. Looking at it, it looks a whole lot like the DPMS that you've probably seen on our channel. It's got a lot of the same features of an AR pattern rifle, but with the 22 LR chambering, it's very inexpensive to shoot and a lot of fun. So let's talk about it a little bit. First we'll start out by showing that it is unloaded. Overall, it carries forward, like I mentioned, a lot of the features of a standard AR pattern rifle. It does have a collapsible stock, though the length of pull on this particular one is a little bit shorter than many other AR rifles. It's designed to be able to be a little more compact and potentially allow children to easily use it. It is licensed from H&K. It's manufactured by Walther and imported by Umarex. So there's quite a few names stamped in different places on the receiver. It comes pretty much the way you see it with a couple exceptions. We did add these little rubber covers on the quad rail, but the quad rail did come with it. We didn't have to add this. It goes all the way around and it's a flat top. It did come with fixed sights that are attached to the Picatinny rail, and we removed them and put this scope on. And we did add this grip pod, bipod, which is kind of convenient because it allows you to stand it up, use it like a bipod, or you can collapse it and use it as a forward grip, or you can ignore it entirely and grab a hold of the rifle in a conventional manner. You want to be careful with these. The grip pod is a high-end brand. They're fairly expensive, $120 to $150. You can get similar looking ones on Amazon for $30. They're prone to cracking, the less expensive versions, and breaking while you're holding on them. So these are steel reinforced. So if you're looking to do a forward grip like this, especially one that extends down where you're going to put a decent amount of torque on it, spend a little money and get a good one. You'll be happier in the long run. These little covers are inexpensive. You can get them in a number of different forms. They just make it a little more comfortable to hold the quad rail. And the scope is a Nikon P-22 scope. And the cool thing about this scope is it's customized for the 22 LR round. So it has a BDC reticle, a bullet drop compensation reticle, that is customized to the ballistics of a 22, and it even has the zero return turrets. So after you zero it, you can set it to zero so that the turret is starting at zero. This did not come with it. We added this on, but they're reasonably priced. And in this combination, as you can see from our range footage, makes it a lot of fun to shoot and really easy to shoot well. A couple of the characteristics of it that are cosmetic: the forward assist, it does go in, it moves, but it's truly cosmetic. There are no hooks on the bolt, and it doesn't actually do anything, which in all reality is the way you would want it on a 22 LR. You wouldn't want to be slamming a rimfire cartridge in, but it does go in just for the fun of having it. The other thing that is cosmetic is the bolt catch. And this is truly cosmetic. It's just a dummy. It doesn't do anything. It does have last round hold open, so on an empty mag it will lock the bolt back, but if you want to release the bolt, you have to pull back on the charging handle. You have to pull back on the charging handle and let go after you put a loaded mag in it. If you want to lock the bolt open, there's only two ways to do it. One way to do it is to put an empty mag in, cycle it, and it'll hold back. There's also a pin that I'll show you when I take it apart that you can reach up into the receiver with your finger and push up on a little pin and lock the bolt back. That is a bit of an inconvenience. I kind of don't know why they did that. It would have been nice to have a functional bolt catch, but really that's about the only thing I've encountered on this that's a undesirable compromise. One of the other features of this is it has a little storage grip. So you turn this little ring, and it's kind of easy to pop out, and then you've got a little storage compartment in there. You can put cleaning tools, lube, whatever else you might want to put in there, batteries for your flashlight, or if you've got an electronic scope. And then you pop it back in, turn the ring, and this came with it. This is just the grip that was on it. The stock has a really nice thick buffer pad. Not that you necessarily need that for recoil avoidance, but if you've got this up against your shoulder, it's not hard and solid. It actually feels quite nice, and it's got a bit of a texture on it. So it'll kind of grip your clothing and won't have a tendency to slide around. You put this into your shoulder and you get it into the pocket, it's going to stay there. It does have hooks for putting a strap on it. got here at the back, and at the front of the quad rail, you can see right by my thumb right here, there's a loop and there's one on each side. So it's set up for attaching a sling. All this, kind of the tacti-cool features that you might add to an AR, this rolled out of the factory with them. It's kind of like a kitten all dressed up as a Bengal tiger. It looks all big and scary, but with the 22 round, it's actually quite easy to live with. Taking it apart is similar to an AR. There's a pin rear and a pin at the front, and they're not captive pins, so you push them through and pull them out. And then you could do the same thing with the one at the front, or you can simply tilt it down like you would an AR to access it. And here you have the trigger group. It has an AR feeling trigger, and it looks like an AR trigger, but it's not an AR trigger group. It's a custom trigger that's specifically designed for this rifle. The front pin is a little bit of a hassle to take out. You have to kind of push it out with a punch to get a hold of it. It sits flush. The only other thing that you'll find on this is that the bolt is not removable during field strip. So you can pull the bolt back and forth, and you can access in there. You can see in there, you can get in there to clean it, and you can see the rails and everything that guide it. But you can't pull the bolt out without fully disassembling the rifle, which is not really part of the normal takedown and cleaning procedure. The disadvantage of that is you can't clean it with a cleaning rod from the receiver side out to the muzzle. So if you're going to use a cleaning rod, you have to come from the muzzle in, or use a bore snake. That's one of the disadvantages to the particular design on it. The other thing that I had mentioned is if you wanted to hold the bolt back, this is the bolt catch right here. So you'd reach your finger up into the magazine well and hit this while you have the bolt retracted, and then the bolt would lock open. Kind of a hassle. I tend not to do it. If you're going to take this to like a competition or something like that where you have to be able to lock the bolt open to show clear, bring an empty magazine, because it will reliably 100% of the time lock back on an empty magazine. Talking about reliability on this thing has been absolutely reliable. It's eaten anything. A Federal, CCI, of course everything like CCI, the M22, pretty much any 22 ammo we've put in this thing, it just works with. So it's been very reliable and very enjoyable to have. We picked this up during the last presidential election when they were fervently trying to ban rifles, and this kitten here would have been one of the ones that would likely have been banned. It had all the big scary features, the pistol grip, detachable magazine. The magazines are very high quality magazines, and they hold 30 rounds. And at first glance it looks a lot like an AR magazine until you see the little thumb grip for loading it. These are particularly easy to load. When you go to drop the rounds in, and you're dropping rounds in, they go in very easy, they go in straight, there's not any hooks to get past. It's very easy to live with rifle in every respect. There's been a lot of thought and engineering putting into making this thing run very well. So if you're looking for an AR pattern rifle, but you want to go with the 22, there's several good choices out there, and this is definitely one of them. I would seriously consider this rifle, and I would buy it again, after having had it and running with it. And you can see from the range footage, it's easy to shoot well. And let me show you what it looks like with the magazine in it. So when you've got the magazine in it, it kind of more of an AK-ish looking style with the curve, as opposed to a straight down box magazine. But it definitely has the look that you'd be looking for in an AR pattern rifle. So if you hang on for a little more range footage, if you like our videos, please like, share, subscribe, and have a great day. Thank you.
down. Straighten your arm. Straighten out. Place it. In front of you. There you go. Look down that side.